Hey YouTube, what is going on? My name is Andrew, aka the Black Dragon. This is Black Dragon Studios, and man, the lights are bright today in my face, but you know what? It is what it is. For those that don't know, I do work out of a basement, so I'm kind of always gonna have bad lighting. Well, until I get good lighting, which isn't until I get rid of the bad lighting. But for now, we have the bad lighting, so bear with me. But anyways, yeah, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. We just do like Doomsday Last Survivors videos here, so that's pretty much all we do on the channel at the moment. I used to do other kinds of videos like raid videos and other gaming videos and stuff like that, but just for like a number of reasons, I find that doing Doomsday videos for me is just like the best thing for me at the moment, so that's what we're doing. Thanks to all the people that have already subscribed to the channel. You guys are the ones that make these videos happen. And yeah, today we're going to be doing phase 3 of Top Commander. So right now I have the training speed buff. I could get the Chief of Staff buff, but honestly, like that kind of limits the times that I'm able to do my videos at, so I'm not going to get the Chief of Staff buff for this video. I don't think we're going to be doing that much training anyways today. I will definitely consider getting it for the final phase though. A lot of things have changed for me over the last 24 hours. So basically what changed is I did decide to go do a little bit more of the lucky roulette because I changed my gem, the way I wanted to spend my gems basically. And I determined that since I'm not going to be able to unlock my T6s fully in this event, and I can save up enough speed ups to unlock my T6s fully 3 months from now. As well, I'll still be able to do research passively, which means doing this research, letting it run in the background, you know, 20 days, 30 days, whatever, without upgrading my battle center, which is currently at level 24. And I can't do some of the researches until my research lab hits level 25. But in order to do that, I need my battle center to be level 25 as well. Long story short, I can continue to do research for the next 3 months. I'm not going to be stalled on that. I still have lots of research tree left to do here, which is nice. I mean, it's nice, but it's not nice. You know what I mean? It would have been nice to have my T6s a little bit early, but it just wasn't in the cards for your boy. I would have had like at least 200 days of research left. And yeah, I'm not gonna go crazy with it unless I know for sure I can get all of it done. So we're just gonna leave this where it is now. We need this bulletproof tires to be at level 15. We need anti-flaming tank to be at level 15. There's like 100 days worth of research right there. And then we've got to do encirclement, cushion fiber, battlefield medicine. All has to be taken to level 10. I believe I have all of my economic tree done. Don't ask me why I did that, but I did get it done. And that's probably a lot of the reason why I don't have enough speed ups. If I'm being completely honest and transparent with you guys, I thought that I had to do all of this economic tree in order to get my T6s. I wanted to farm quickly, so I just was like doing it. You know what I mean? I didn't think that it didn't need to be done. I've never watched a strategy video on how to unlock your T6s. It was just kind of one of those things where I just heard people talk about it so much that I figured I knew what I was doing. They all said, oh, you need to have all your economic tree done before you can do your T6s. So I just assume that that was correct information, right? And in the end, it's not the end of the world. Like, instead of having my big grain truck, which is food gathering speed at level 5, and I would have, you know, only had like 15% food gathering speed, now it's at 35%. You know, it's not like the end of the world, right? That I did the research. The oil gathering speed is at max. Everything is maxed, dude. I have T6 farmers already. But the only problem is this last few researches here we have yet to do. And I think you need a 25 research lab in order to do that. Yes, you do. That's quite unfortunate. But the fortunate part is that we're going to be doing some training for the rest of this event, which was the whole point. If you guys go back and watch my earlier videos on this Top Commander, I wasn't scheduled to go into a Top Commander until like 3 months from the making of today's video. However, I had saved up so much stuff from the amount of stuff that I've bought in the game over the last few months. Speed ups, books, whatever else, like all kinds of stuff, vehicle stuff, hero equipment stuff. I have enough to finish probably top 5 and win the next event that I have that I can go into for Top Commander. So the point that I'm making to you guys today is the first thing that I want to do today, I do have the buff on me right now. If they take it away, then I might have to go re-get it again. But it looks like everyone's sleeping anyways. Like I had asked for this buff almost 2 hours ago and it's still there. And then I asked if there's going to be any Federation buffs later today, which I still didn't see that in my inbox, so I assume that we're not going to have a Federation buff. But I do want to just say that since Island Raid is coming up tomorrow, the matchmaking begins tomorrow, and then phase 6 of this Top Commander event, which is speed ups, will fall somewhere during Island Raid, which will get me a ton of Island Raid points. So I want to be cognitive of that. I don't want to spend too much speed ups today on today's, but I do need some troops at the same time. So I'm going to train. My goal today was to use it like 50 days worth of speed ups. So the first thing that I want to do is count my speed ups in my bag right now. And I'm going to show, this could also be like another way to just quickly show you guys how I do speed up calculations. So let's see here. I got a spreadsheet. You guys love my spreadsheets, I know. So there's my spreadsheet. And basically on this spreadsheet, this is just right from the time I started saving. I started calculating my amount of speed ups. The first 30 days I saved speed ups was absolutely insane. I think I might have had a few extra days as well to save during this time, because I ended up somehow saving 385 days worth of speed ups in the first 30 days. Don't ask me how I did that. I don't even know if that's possible, but that was literally correct information, because I had to go back and like double check it, because I was like, what the hell do I have almost 400 days worth of speed ups already? I could have went into a top commander at that point, honestly, if I wanted to, if I really wanted to. And then what ended up happening was in the second 60 days, I ended up getting into a pissing match with someone in my former alliance. I ended up using 284 days worth of speed ups, which is absolutely insane, just to beat that clown in Alliance League. But yeah, going back on it now, I'm the clown, because honestly, dude, I don't have enough speed ups now to, what I'm saying is I could have had enough speed ups to go into a full top commander and do first place in this top commander. Okay, so yeah, there's a little bit to be said about that, but the point I'm trying to make to you is not the whole Alliance League like spending or whatever. It's just to show you guys how to keep track of your speed ups. And of course, the Splendid Stelly is still going on, and I don't have nearly enough Splendid Stelly to do the Splendid Stelly event. So the amount of files that I have here, there I am, Michelangelo, if you like that joke. But anyways, yeah, 1,751 files. I need roughly at least 3,000 to even consider competing. And of course, we have a whale. Shocker. There's a whale in the Splendid Stelly who's not even in the top commander that I'm in, who came in and put 4,300 files on the damn thing. Newsflash, I need a first and a second place finish in Splendid Stelly in order to be able to fully transcend my Rubina. So I can't even consider going into a Splendid Stelly where I'm not guaranteed to win it at this point. Because if I don't win this one, then it might not be another year until I'm able to save up enough files to get this person transcended, which to me is not happening. Bro, it's not happening. I'm not allowing this to happen. So I'm not even participating in this Splendid Stelly, and that's a big part of the reason why I had the 6-month plan to begin with. However, I ran out of troops. I needed troops trained. I needed around 700 to 800,000 riders in my account, tier 5, ready to go for the, next 3 months. So I said to myself, well, I can train those troops outside of a top commander and get nothing for them, or I can just go into this top commander and get 4th or 5th place and train the troops. So it was a done deal for me at that point. Here I am training these troops, and yeah, let's go ahead and count the speed ups in our bag. We're not going to win top commander. Okay, we're not going to win top commander this time, but for a guy that really wasn't planning on participating to begin with, I think we've done a hell of a good job. Now, the first thing that I want to do is count these universal speed ups. Okay, so I'm going to go 30 to 49 plus, and this is a scientific calculator. The way that this particular calculator works, you don't need to use brackets when multiplying and adding in the same line. So I'm going to go here now, 5 times 15, 575. And plus that, and this is going to give us our minutes. Now I'm going to go on to the next square here, 15 times 604 plus 30 times 507, and just, continue so on and so forth, right? until we have all of our universal speed ups amount, and then I'm going to write it on a notepad. So yeah, I'll probably skip through this. You'll probably see this going like 5 times faster than I'm actually doing it, and I'll see you all after we're done the calculations so I don't screw anything up. The worst thing that you can do when calculating this type of stuff is screw up one number or one symbol, because if you do that, like right here, I also have this cheat sheet as well. So we've gotten to a 15-hour speed up, which I seem to have 15 of. I don't know how much minutes is in 15 hours. I can't remember this shit. So I made a chart: 12 hours, 720 minutes, 15 hours, 900 minutes. So there we go. So that's 900 minutes times 15. I got those yesterday in the Lucky Roulette event. And then one day worth of speed ups is 1440 minutes. So that brings us to, let me get my little note here, 243,874. And then I go and divide that by 60, which is the dividing minutes into hours, 4,064. And then I divide hours into days, so 24. We'll just say 170 just to be 170 days. So there's 170 days worth of regular, which is a lot more than I had like 2 days ago. Now, I'm not going to be able to do any construction with this top commander either. That was another reason why I wanted to do that construction during this top commander. But I think we can let that slide until either it needs to be done or during the next top commander. So let's go right over here to the research bay, research speedups, and we can check those. 41 plus 5 times 110 plus 15 times 3. You always multiply the top number by the bottom number, and then you add it to the next section. 30 times 67 plus 70. Oh, that's where I could have made a mistake there. Oh yeah, no, that is the right number. 73 times 240. Sometimes I'll write the number here like 4 hours, but it should be 240 because we're doing minutes, right? Plus, that's where a lot of the mistakes occur for me. 12 hours is 720 minutes. Okay, so not very many, but still 26,000 minutes is 26,000 minutes. So I had 0 minutes, and now I have 26,000 minutes all of a sudden. So 26,656 mins divided by 60, which is hours, 444, divided by days, which is divided by 24, 18 days, 18.5 days to be exact. So, 18 days is 18 days. It's not too bad. And then now, the nice thing about, well, I guess it's nice, but at the same time it's not, because it doesn't really help me, is I have tons of healing speed ups, but really it's just a waste, because honestly, I don't need these. So this is just for top commander points purely. I use these purely just as top commander currency, honestly. So I would much rather be able to trade these healing speed ups for other kinds of speed ups. $193,000 divided by 60. 17 hours divided by days. 134 days. And then I have some beast research that needs to be done. The reason why I'm calculating is because I know that I don't really have enough. So here's my spreadsheet for the amount of days that you need on phase 6 to complete the 100 million days. You need 347 days. So I get my calculator back out again here. 170 days plus 18 days plus 134 days equals 322 days. Now, here's the thing, okay? You see that I'm fairly close to being able to complete phase 6, but the problem with phase 6 is it's capped at 100 million points. So let's say between now and phase 6, I gain 50 days worth of speed ups, which is almost 7 days away. It's highly likely that I'm going to get that many speed ups in 7 days between, events and free to play stuff and just anything in general. 50 days worth of speed ups a week is really not that hard to get. So honestly, I'm probably going to use today 50 days. I'm going to use 50 days. So this will bring me down to 272 days, which means that that leaves me with almost 100 days worth of wiggle room between now and phase 6 that I can accumulate more speed ups. So that's the plan then today, is we're going to use 100 days worth of speed ups. I'm not going to bore you with the nitty gritty details, but basically all I'm going to be doing today, I'm not going to make you watch the video or even, expect that people are going to watch this part of the video, but I'll just tell you what I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to be taking advantage of this buff, and I'm going to be using 50 days worth of speed ups today, or maybe 40 or 50. I haven't decided yet. And I'm going to get as many riders ready to go as I humanly can. From phase 1, I still have these 154,000 riders. And I'm going to upgrade them to T5. So with each upgrade, it takes 6 hours and 30 minutes with the buff that I have currently on. So 6 hours and 30 minutes. So let's see here. How much is 6 hours and 30 minutes? That's 390 minutes. Okay. So that's how much it takes to do one of these 2000s. So if I go back here and I look here, 154,000 riders. There's an easy way to calculate this. 154,000 riders divided by 2, because as you saw, there's not 1,000 riders in the first chunk, there's only 2,000. So that cuts it down in half, right? We cut it down in half. For those that don't know math, basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to get the amount of minutes that it's going to take to upgrade all these to their final form. So let's say here that 154 divided by 2000, it's going to take 77 instances of upgrading in order to be able to accomplish that goal. So times that by 390, which is the amount of minutes it takes to do one upgrade, and we have the amount of minutes that it's going to take all these riders up to tier 5. So 30,000 minutes divided by 60, which is dividing minutes into hours, which is 500 hours. Now we divide it into days, 20 days. So it's only going to take me 20 days to upgrade all of these riders. So that's how I'm doing the calculation. If you want to see me do the calculation again, I have 100,000 infantry, okay? So I'm going to just finish this here. 100,000 infantry, we can do 2,000 at a time. So I'm going to take 102,000 divided by 2,000, which is one instance of training, and that gives us 51 instances. So we're going to have to do this upgrade method 51 times. And again, it's the same time to train these troops. So 6 hours and 30 minutes. So 390 minutes. So that gives us 19,890 minutes in total, divided into hours. That's 331 hours, and divided into days. 24 hours in a day. So 13 days. So it would take me 33 days to take all of my riders, all of my infantry, and make them T5s. So that only leaves us with these guys here, which is the range. So I'm going to do the calculation one more time for you guys so that you will know exactly how many days worth of speed ups you're going to need to do all this. So I have 70,000 tier 4 infantry, and I'd like to divide that by 2,000, which is the amount of troops I can train in one instance. And that gives me 35 instances of training times 390, which is the amount of minutes it's going to take to train one instance of troops. That's 13,650 minutes divided into hours, which is 60 minutes in an hour. So that's 227 hours divided by days, 24 hours in a day. So I'm dividing 227 into 24, which gives us 9.4 days. So it's going to take roughly 41 days to do all of this training with the training buff, okay? That falls within my budget. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that right now and make sure that I have the upgrade on and the fast training and all that. And it should say 6 hours and 30 minutes every time I go to do this. If it says 7 hours, that means they took the buff away from me and I have to go re-get the buff. So here we go. Okay, I'm back. I forgot to tell you guys that I forgot to do a calculation. So there was one more thing in my bag that I forgot to mention to you guys. And it's these biochemical drawings here. There's 3,014 biochemical drawings. So this is actually going to add days of speed ups to my end count, which means I can train more troops today. If we go into the Beast Research Bay, I have 3,000 biochemical drawings. And there's one research that I want to do here. This one here. It's going to take me 34 days. So this is probably going to be cut down to like 28 days because of all the alliance helps and stuff like that. So we can add 28 days of troop training right now, because I'm going to have enough biochemical drawings to do that. So I'm going to do another 28 days worth of training right now. All right, so there we go. There's 22 instances of training done. And now let's go take a look at my top commander points after all that was said and done. That got me 23 million points. All of that training only got me 23 million points. So we used I would say we used about 60 days worth of speed ups, and it only got me 20 million points. The only reason why I don't just train all troops today is because I really want to get those island raid bonuses. You get big time bonuses for training troops during island raid. And I think you actually get a little bit more points as well, if I'm not mistaken, for using your speed ups on phase 6 as opposed to phase 3. So yeah, I'm really just wanting to train as many troops as I can during island raid. So I think that we'll leave it at that for today. What does that put me at? I think that's more. I trained more troops today than I trained during my last top commander. But that basically puts us in second place. Like I told you in the first video, this Koro guy, this is the farmer. And this is probably his first ever top commander. And like I told you before, this Koro guy has an insane amount of speed ups saved up for today, or saved up for this top commander. He probably has saved up an insane amount of resources for this top commander. So he'll probably end up winning, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. And that puts me at 158 million. So these other cats here in 4th and 5th place are going to have to do some heavy training today if they want to catch up to me. So right now we have 4 people. 1, 2, 3, 4 people sitting at 100 million or more points that are not currently in the top 3. So we have a very competitive little top commander going on here. But yeah, it is what it is, man. These riders are really good. It's to be expected. That's why I tell people all the time, don't go into a top commander unless you plan on getting the top 3 places. Because if you can't get top 3, then like why not just save for another month or 2, right? It makes no sense to go into a top commander when you know that the competition is going to be fierce. So yeah, we're doing everything we can to continue. Dude, if I could get second place in this top commander, I'll probably hit the floor. Because honestly, 3 months of saving to get second place in a top commander for a moderately low spender in this game is pretty cool. That tells me one major thing about the game. It's not as pay to win as people say it is. You know what I mean? It's not... you know, because honestly, bro, like I might have spent in the last 3 months, if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys on this game, I might have spent $600. I might have spent $600 at the very most on this game in the last 6 months. So, you know, take that into consideration when you hear me talk. But anyways, yeah, that's all I got for today's video, guys. I'm looking forward mostly to phase 4. Honestly, the vehicle, upgrading my vehicle, and then armament and equipment theme. Phase 5 is super fun too, so we'll be able to get that hero gear upgraded. Another thing that I wanted to mention to you guys is I have not been killing zombies. I've been saving all of my stamina. Here you see here. I'm going to calculate my stamina, and I'm going to tell you guys my plan with all this stamina. So basically, I have been seeing these events come up. That is basically kill zombies and you can win yourself a shelter skin. And these events only happen like once every 6 months. But you need to kill about 10,000 zombies worth in order to get the shelter skin. You need to finish in the top 10 in order to get the shelter skin. And I calculated how much it costs to kill a zombie. And then I multiplied that by 10,000. So right now it's going to cost about 300,000 stamina to kill 10,000 zombies. So I have 85k. I have 85,000. So I didn't save any of these. None of my resources in this event were saved up by using any stamina at all. So even if I had used up this stamina, I would be having probably an insane amount of speed ups for this event. I would much rather just get myself a free shelter skin. Because honestly, dude, those legendary shelter skins, in my opinion, look so much better than the epic, the purple versions of the shelter skins. So I only need to save up for like 215,000 stamina, which honestly isn't that much, considering I've only saved this for around 2 months now and I already have 85,000. And that's not including the 50,000 free stamina that everyone was given 3 months ago. I used all that. So if we go here, it costs about, let's say it costs about 30 to do a zombie, and that's kind of my calculation, right? 30 stamina on average to do a zombie times 10,000. That's going to be 300,000 stamina required to do that. And also I'm saving my cards as well. I don't know where you would even find those in the bag, stamina cards or whatever. I've never seen them. But they're somewhere. They're somewhere in this bag. If we look hard enough, I'm sure we'll find them. There they are. So I have 414 of these. I'm just saving them all, right? So that when that event comes, I can do it super quick. And I have 341 of these. So what's 414 times 5? That's only 2070. So 2070, and then we got 341 times 2. So I have about 25% of the required extermination cards required. These aren't even necessary. It just makes quality of life for that event a lot better when the time comes. But I'll show you guys what the skin is that they usually offer that I'm going to be going for. It's this one right here. Rider Squad Damage and Rider Squad Attack. So that's a 5% buff, and this is a permanent shelter skin. I think it's pretty cool. Like, it's not my favorite looking shelter skin ever, don't get me wrong. It's not the Sinister Castle. If there is one shelter skin that I want to get more than any other shelter skin in this game, it's the Sinister Castle. But the problem with the Sinister Castle is it costs $600 Canadian, and it only gives range squad HP. It does give 2% skill damage dealt, but the range squad HP doesn't really do anything for me. So justifying spending $600 on the Sinister Castle is going to be extremely difficult, but at some point I will do it. I just don't know when. But for now, the alternative to that is getting the Cyber City, not only for the buffs, but the actual skin itself looks better than any other epic purple shelter skin. So yeah, and it's free. It costs nothing to save for. You just literally kill zombies, you finish in the top 10, and you get the shelter skin. It's that simple. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, I'm getting out of here for today. That's honestly, I just shared a secret with you guys. That's probably the event. This is probably the one event that I look forward to more than any other event this year. So this will be a huge moment for me when I'm able to finally collect my shelter skin, because I remember telling you guys in a previous video, I just don't know if it's possible to save up enough stamina, in a reasonably short period of time to be able to compete in this event. But really, dude, if you do this, you can save up your stamina just by not spending it, and you can still complete your daily missions and stuff like that. I've never had an issue. The only issue I foresee in not spending my stamina is being during those partner events. I'm probably going to have to sit out 1 or 2 partner events just so I don't piss off my teammates. But it'll be worth it in the end, because I'll get this 5% ultimate 5% rider buff, which is a nice buff too. It's attack and damage. It's very relevant buffs to my rider squads. They also have this. They also have this one as well. So they'll have this one as well. It'll be a combination of this one or this one. I'm not sure if they have a third in relation to infantry. I don't see it. So maybe they don't have that. But I know for sure, maybe it's this one. It could potentially be this one. I'm not 100% sure, guys, but I know for sure I've seen these offered for free before in events, and I think it's highly worth it if you can just go out and get it, especially if you're not willing to spend money on a legendary shelter skin. and you have the time to kill off 10,000 zombies all in like within a week period, which really isn't that much, honestly. It's less than 1,000 zombies a day, which with those 5 times cards, I can kill 1,000 zombies in an hour with those 5 times cards. So it's really not that much if you consider that these legendary shelter skins often go for $600 or more in the store. So anyways, with that, I'm getting out of here for today, guys. I'm pretty satisfied with the work that we did today. We're able to get ourselves into a very nice position here to be able to finish in the top 3 in this top commander, and potentially even finish in the top 2, which would absolutely blow me away. And also very happy that I haven't wasted a single file on the Splendid Stally event, because I would have not even gotten 4th place had I have done that. And I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed off. So yeah, this Koro guy here is going absolutely insane. 36 million on phase 2. That was the lucky roulette phase. And now he already has 38 million. And you saw how many troops I trained. I trained a good 250,000 troops on today's video, and I only got 24 million points. So this guy probably trained like 500,000 troops. So really it's not that much, but that just gives you an idea of how many points this phase is going to get you, right? Or training around 250,000 troops is going to get you roughly 25 million points. So take that into consideration when you're doing your point estimates in your own top commander. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys in today's video. If you're new to the channel, hit the sub button. I'm out. Peace.